Hey, what's going on, guys?
What's up?
How are you today on Monday? It's another week, and they're all just kind of blending together.
Mm-hmm.
Every week is just the same.
Yeah. It feels like we're still in March. Last March.
Yeah. The pandemic just started.
Oh, God.
It was supposed to last for, 3 weeks?
Yeah, it was a 2-week to stop the spread and get it
Right.
under control.
Oh, yeah.
9 months later.
It's been a long year,
It has.
but that's all right.
We're getting through it.
Yep. And then I love how everyone's saying, 2021 is going to be, they're basically saying that year is good. That's going to be the end of the virus once 2021 hits.
It just magically goes away?
Yeah.
Oh.
2020 was the year of the virus, so once 2021 hits, it's just not going to be around anymore.
Oh, that's how viruses work?
Yeah.
Okay.
Didn't you know?
Okay. I mean, that would be great.
Right?
It would be great.
Yeah.
But
That's everyone's New Year's wish, just thinking really hard, and it suddenly comes true. We just need enough people to wish for it. That's how it works.
That's it. Mm-hmm. Science.
Right.
Science. I wish. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Because then I could go to concerts.
Be great.
Although I will tell you, if I could continue to work from home,
Yeah.
that would be great.
Yeah. Well, what were they saying? Once all this ends, there's going to be a lot of people that are able to work from home, who...
Well, sure, now that, they've had to find a way to do it, I feel like a lot of companies are going to be like, well, now we can save on, buildings and office space, so work from home.
Yeah, my brother's out in California, and I think he, works from home 3 days out of the week, and then the other 2 days he's, on a job site or something. He just doesn't go to the office anymore,
What does he do?
He's a civil engineer.
Oh,
So
okay.
he, works with buildings and stuff.
Okay.
But, yeah, I mean, if you have to do a meeting, do it over Zoom.
Mm-hmm.
Or, anything on the computer that is done at the office, why can't that be done at home,
Yeah. I feel like it's gonna be very, a lot more relevant now because I think it's freeing up a lot of people's time. Because now they don't have to factor in drive time.
Right.
And all of that.
Especially in the city, you don't have to deal with traffic.
Mm-hmm.
So that frees up, an hour going to work.
Right. So, yeah, I feel like it's going to be a lot more prominent.
Yeah.
I just hope our, mental health it's not going to be more prominent.
Oh, it's not.
I don't think so. I mean, I feel like clients are going to want it, but it's so, much better to be face-to-face with a client
Yeah.
than over Zoom. But, yeah.
I think the younger generations who were kind of raised on that are going to be okay with that, but,
Yeah. I think they're just saying it, a lot of therapists are going to go against it because it makes it harder for their job.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, clients will love it. And
Yeah.
clients won't care.
Right.
But I feel like our board and, the board of counselors and our ethics board is not going to
Yeah.
let it be.
Well, I mean, I'm thinking about just, everybody, normal, everyday people.
I agree.
I know for me, I love, actual physical human interaction,
It's needed.
Yeah.
It's needed.
That's what they say in schools. It's how all of them are online. It's kids, especially, need that physicality between,
Oh, yeah. I mean, I've heard from teachers that you don't have that, you can't tell if a teenager or a child is going through something.
Right.
In order to say, hey, stay after class for a minute. I have to ask you a question. You can't say, hey, stay on the Zoom call for 5 minutes.
Right.
Because you're not going to even notice because their mics are muted. They're not going to be as talkative. So you're not going to be able to tell the difference. I'm that's a good point.
And if they're sitting in front of a screen, can you even really tell if they are acting out of the ordinary?
Well, exactly.
Like,
or they can even have their camera off, so you're not even
right.
seeing them.
Yeah.
Like, you're not gonna, right? Because they're just gonna be sitting there.
Yeah.
On a screen.
Right.
When their leg could be fidgeting, you're not seeing that.
Yeah, if they're actually in the classroom, like, you can just kind of, they give off a vibe that you can't really get a sense of if they're on a Zoom call.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, I'm all for staying home all the time. That's just me, though.
It's made me realize maybe I should go do, like, a work from home job.
Right.
And even after the pandemic,
I mean, I don't know. I was never really a guy that went out all the time, but if anything, I miss being able to when I want to,
Yeah.
Like, if I want to go out, like, once a week or once every 2 weeks, like, I like that option,
Right? I'm the kind, like, if I want to go to, like, dinner with a friend.
Yeah.
I'm going to do that.
And that's fine, like, we can get takeout, but it's like, it's a different environment going and dining in somewhere.
Right, exactly. So,
yeah.
No, I think that was what, and I would tell, like, I felt like I was, like, a broken record player.
Yeah.
With my clients with this, but I'm like, it's shown this, what, like, COVID has shown us is that people need human interaction.
Yeah.
Not just through technology.
Right.
We need that face to face. Like, you need to actually be around people.
Yeah.
It's just how it is.
Right. 100%, yo.
And that's my pedestal.
Get off it.
Never.
We're going to look back on this and be like, wow, remember when we were quarantined and...
When we wanted human action, now we don't.
Get away.
Why are you coming to... Too many people.
I'm going to be like a director in California, just be like, why are all these people asking me questions?
Leave me alone.
Take me back to 2020.
I know, I'm going to have to go back to the office. Why did I want to come back here? I don't want to.
No.
I want to be home. Oh my god.
Oh well.
What are you going to do?
I mean, the point is, we need more comedy in our life, which brings us to this podcast. Look at that segue.
That was a good segue.
Not really, but...
Kind of was.
Well, we were talking about, like, obviously we love our comedy and our comedians.
For sure.
Especially comedians in movies.
I feel like we like the same comedians, though, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause podcasts, we listen to, like, Bill Burr, Joe Rogan, those guys.
It's amazing. They're
great.
hilarious.
Honestly, that stuff gets me through the week.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. It gives me, like, the laughs that I need,
Mm-hmm.
And especially with, like, Bill Burr, it's like, he does a new one each week, so it's like, you're not listening to the same stuff.
Yeah. And I'm sure I haven't listened to his podcast. I need to, though.
Yeah.
That's, like, next month. I don't listen to podcasts too much.
Yeah.
Because I'm with clients all day. But,
right. It's a good lullaby when you're trying to go to sleep at night.
Little Bill Burr.
Yeah.
No, I actually will put on, like, his YouTube. Like, I'll YouTube a lot of his stuff. But I think it's good because then you're not... you're here. Like, he's probably talking about updated stuff, like current stuff. Because my cousin listens to it, and he said he was talking about the election. And...
Yeah. And he's a big, like, sports guy, so he'll do a little segment on sports.
Okay.
And then... Obviously, like, with podcasts, a lot of people do, like, advertisements, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they read off advertisements, and he does the best ad reads ever.
Does he?
Like, he just makes them, like, his style,
Yeah.
So he makes it up amazing. And then the second half is where people write into the podcast, and he, like, for advice, and he just gives them his unprofessional advice.
I love it.
That's great.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely on my list to listen to.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's great.
Yeah. And then kind of like in a different, I guess, realm of comedies, like film, like more film people and like people who were on SNL regulars.
Well, and I feel like, yeah, because I feel like you have like two different kind of comedians. Ones that do like the stand-up. I mean, I think they both do stand-up, but like you have the ones that are more known for their stand-up more so than like a film.
Right.
Or you have the ones that are known for like their films.
Yeah.
Or being on SNL.
Right.
But I mean, you have the SNL Grades.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yes.
Which is like a perfect way to who we want to talk about today.
Yeah. As you can tell from the title, we're talking about Chris Farley.
One of the SNL Grades.
To me, he was, I mean, in my personal opinion, he was the greatest. For me, like, he's my number one. That came out of SNL.
Oh, for sure. I mean, if you think about it, there's been so many people on SNL.
Yeah. And
even though Chris died so young, people still know about him.
Yeah.
Like, he made a legacy. And I feel that just shows what an impact he left on SNL and everything.
Yeah. I mean, you can't talk about Chris Farley without talking about Van Down by the River skit.
The best skit.
The best skit of SNL.
The best skit. Like, when he played that motivational speaker.
Yeah.
I forgot the name of the character.
Matt Foley.
Yeah, Matt Foley. And when he would, like, I don't know what he would even do with his belt. But
like he's adjusting it, trying to
adjust it.
And then he jumps on the table and it breaks. And you see Christina Applegate and David Spade, like, trying to hold back their laughter.
Just gonna say that. If you look at, like, Christina Applegate's face, and she's just like... like...
They're trying to hide their smiles behind their hands.
Oh, my God. Isn't that the one where he's like, I drive a Dodge Stratus?
No.
Oh, that's a different skit.
That's a different one, yeah.
That's right. Oh, my God. But, yeah.
I forget what the skit is called, like, what the title of it is, but there were a few of them where, like, he's talking about, like, sports.
The Bears?
Yeah, the Bears.
The Bears.
That's a great one.
What another... Oh, my God. And he did, The Lunch Lady. That was funny.
Yep.
And...
Lunch Lady Land.
Yes. And then he, oh my God, where was the skit where he was, like, him, Spade, and Sandler were all dressed up as girls?
That was, like, in the food court or whatever it was.
Yeah, it was different than Lunch Lady, though, right? Yeah, it was like they were...
And he, like, kept eating fries.
And then he would get mad.
Yeah.
Whenever he...
Aren't you trying to lose weight?
He's like, shut up!
Lay off me, I'm starving!
As his voice is like a girly voice before. Yeah. And you're right, he does exactly. Lay off, I'm starving!
And then him and Sandler did Zagat's Restaurant Guide. Did you ever see that one?
Maybe.
They're like an older couple. Farley's a woman, an old woman, and Sandler is an old guy.
Yes. I vaguely remember that one.
They're like trying to look for restaurants.
He was just great.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
There's so much that he did.
Yeah, and how long was he on it? Like 5 years?
He was on it until he died, I think.
No.
Wasn't really? Okay.
I thought so too. But then when I watched that documentary on him, they said he had left and then, because he was like, and then he went back to host.
Okay.
A couple times. Because he left it, then he went and made like Tommy Boy and all his other movies.
Which, if you heard one of our first podcasts, we were talking about our favorite movies. Tommy Boy, one of the greatest comedies of all time.
Okay. Can we just talk about how him and Spade are, like...
A power couple.
A power, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, they're comedic. Just...
And you hear interviews with Spade about being like, oh yeah, he was my best friend.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Because I was listening to... Spade was talking about him. Mm-hmm. And he said this... He was saying that, like... He would just, like... They just instantly connected and just...
Yeah.
It was like... Yep, we're good.
Yeah.
And you could tell by their skits. Like, when they worked together, you knew.
Yeah. And even in Tommy Boy, you can just feel the energy between them is, like, so great.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, my God. The fat guy in a little suit.
Yeah.
In a little coat.
Right?
That part. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
And Spade, I saw an interview with Spade, and he said he would, like, Farley would do that to him all the time. Would take his, like, jean jackets.
Right.
And he was like, there was one interview, I was just listening to it, like, yesterday, and Spade was like, I'd be sitting there just writing my little skit for Saturday Night Live in my office. Mm-hmm. And he's like, I shared it with Chris. And all of a sudden I hear, David. And he's like, Chris, if it's fat guy in a little coat one more time, it's not funny anymore. And he's like, no, I'm working on new stuff. And he's like, so I would turn around, and he had my Levi jean jacket on. He's like, fat guy in a little coat. He's like, don't give up on it. I'm like, oh my God.
It's great.
He just seemed like he was that way all the time. Not when he was even on camera.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like, it was great.
Yeah. That energy was just so high all the time.
All the time.
Yeah.
And he was so physical, too. Like,
yeah.
That's the part that's, like, I think everyone loved, too.
Yeah.
Was just, he was like, he didn't care.
He got into it.
Oh, yeah. Like, oh, that was another funny skit. When he did the Chippendales with Patrick Swayze.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
And Patrick's like, come on, man, you were the best. You did so great.
That was amazing.
Which he did. He was better.
Listen. He had moves.
He did. And they were great.
Oh, man.
Dirty Dancing starring Chris Farley.
Oh, my God. Oh, Magic Mike.
Yeah.
Chris Farley?
Yeah.
Perfect.
See, I've never seen Magic Mike, but if Chris Farley was the star...
You would see it?
I would watch it.
It would be a whole different movie, and it would be great.
Yeah.
He was just like, I don't know. What was that other movie that him and Spade did? With the ninja.
Totally blanking on the name. But I've seen it like a while ago. Like a long
Yeah,
time
I haven't
ago.
seen... Oh my God, I haven't seen Tommy Boy and that movie in so long.
Yeah.
I went to go watch it recently, but you had to buy it, and I didn't.
Yeah. I think it was like a couple months ago. Like it was on TV, or I put it on, and like my parents were like watching it too, and my mom's like, I don't remember watching this, but it's amazing. I'm like, you're welcome.
Let me introduce you to comic genius.
At the Motor City Comic Con here, this was like 3 years ago maybe, I got to meet Rob Schneider, which is amazing. And I'm just thinking, because he's talking about like him and Spade and Sandler, because I'm asking him questions about all that, and he didn't bring up Farley, but it's like, you know, that they hung out and knew each other, because Schneider is part of that group.
Yep. Was he at that time, though?
I think so. I know.
Yeah, well...
He wasn't as much on SNL, but I know he was friends with all those guys.
That's right, I forgot Schneider was on SNL for...
Yeah. And I'm just thinking, like, imagine at Comic-Con, you know that Farley would come to some of those. And
could you imagine?
I would pay money to meet him.
Could you imagine?
He would be the hit of any Comic-Con.
Absolutely.
That energy.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
His line would be so long.
Oh yeah.
Like even longer than Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah. Or probably just as long as Marvel.
Oh.
If not longer.
Yeah. Oh yeah. For sure.
Yeah.
Like.
I would.
I just. Ugh.
He's one of those guys, him and Robin Williams, that like I would pay money to bring them back just so I could meet him for 5 minutes.
Oh my God.
You know?
That's the thing. Like, why'd they have to die?
Right. Like, it's so rare when comic genius comes along like that.
Right, exactly. I'm looking up when. I wanted. What year did he die?
Late 90s, like 98,
that's what
99.
I thought. That's what I'm looking at.
Because he died shortly after Tommy Boy, which came out in like 96, 97.
Yeah, 97.
Yeah. I think Tommy Boy was like 95, maybe.
Beverly Hills Ninja.
Yeah. There you go.
That was that movie. No, I think those would be the two comedians. I agree with you. Those would be my two that...
Yeah.
If I had to sit down with anyone...
Mm-hmm. Because what I love is, like, yeah, anyone can tell jokes or be in a comedy movie and write down or say what writers wrote, but because they did a lot of, like, improv, too. So, like, they're on a movie set and the cameras just kind of kept rolling, and whatever came out of their mouths they worked with.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can't fake that, you know?
Well, and they wrote a lot of their own stuff, too.
Absolutely. Like, you know, most of what Farley said in Tommy Boy was from his own mouth.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's exactly what Spade said. He's like, that's why fat guy in the little coat was in Tommy Boy, because he always did it to me.
And that's such a quotable line.
Everyone know, like, if you know Farley, you know that line, right?
Yeah.
And, but, like, that wasn't just them, like, a writer coming up with that. Like, no, he did that. Like,
and if you need proof of that, just, like, watch an interview of him.
Oh, my God, yeah, because he acts the same in interviews.
Yeah.
Like, I was actually watching an interview with him, or was it on the documentary? It was either one, I don't know. But he was on Jay Leno, and it was, like, his first time being on a late night talk show. And he came out, he didn't just walk out like most people did.
I've seen that.
He, like, did, like, a somersault or whatever it was.
He comes running out.
And he fell, and he, like, rolled. I'm like, oh, my God.
And there are, like, captions that are like, this is the greatest interview introduction ever.
Yeah. And then he, like, sat down. He's, like, heavily breathing because he just was like...
Give me a minute.
That's another funny skit he did when he interviewed Paul McCartney.
Yeah.
He's like, do you remember when you were in the Beatles?
Right.
Paul's like, yeah, I do.
Or he did Jeff Daniels, too, and I forget which movie he brought up. He was like, hey, remember this movie? Yeah. You were in that, right? Yeah. That was awesome.
That's what he said with Paul, too. He's like, remember when you were in the Beatles? He's like, yeah. He's like, that was so cool.
That was awesome.
He was just so, like...
Or what was it? It was like, remember in that one record where if you play it backwards, it says Paul is dead? It's like, yeah, I remember that. Was it true? It's like, no, I don't think it's true. Oh, okay.
Oh my God. That was, he was just great.
Did you see the SNL skit? We're just reminiscing here, by the way. Don't listen to us.
We're just, I mean.
It was, I don't know if it was Folgers coffee or some other coffee.
Yes.
Where they're testing, like, a new sugar on people. And he's like one of the ones that was rejected because he's freaking out.
Yes. It was the Folgers coffee, and he was like, ah!
Did you know you're not actually drinking coffee, but, like, coffee crystals? It's like, what?
Oh, my God. And that was the best thing about him, is he would just go, like, soft to all of a sudden he started, like, rah! And you're like, what? he said he got that from his dad because his dad would do that. And I'm like, genius.
Right.
This is genius.
Literally, just YouTube Chris Farley. You just have...
Oh my god. Yeah.
You're just gonna be there all day.
Oh my god. Look up his... Just YouTube Chris Farley SNL Skits.
Yeah.
And go watch Tommy Boy.
Yeah. Please.
Like, out of any movie, Tommy Boy.
Yeah. That's something else I wanted to bring up is, like... So Adam Sandler, David Spade, Rob Schneider, like... Their peak was, like, in the 90s, right?
Oh, for sure.
And then, like... Yeah, they're in a lot of stuff now, but it's, like... It's not like their films in the 90s.
No.
So I'm just thinking, like... I wonder if Chris were still alive today, like... What would his movies be like?
Yeah. Well, did you see the tribute? And the only reason I bring this up is because I feel like Sandler kind of... not addressed that, but, like... I don't know, like, he kind of alluded to something. Like, did you see his tribute?
Yeah.
His song tribute to Chris?
Yeah.
And he's like, I wish you were still here, and we would be going to film Grown Ups 3.
Yeah.
I feel like he would still be in that group.
Oh, he would be, absolutely.
You know, he would still be, like... Although, Spade said he was starting to get distant from him.
Adam?
No.
Oh,
Farley.
Chris? Really?
Yeah, but I feel like that was because he was hanging out with... Like, that was when he was doing...
Yeah.
Like, a lot of his drugs.
Yeah.
And partying. And then when he stopped that, and that's when they kind of... But I feel like he would still be part of that group. He'd be probably in...
Oh, absolutely.
Their movies, like how they all are.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. Did you ever see The Benchwarmers?
Yeah.
I could see him being in that.
Oh.
Yeah.
1,000%. Probably instead of Vince Vaughn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And I could see him being in Grown Ups.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like, he would be, like, the sixth guy or whatever. No, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like, honestly, if you were to replace anyone, it'd be, what's his name? I don't know.
Who was in that? Oh, Kevin James?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, he would...
It would probably be Farley instead of James if they didn't just add.
Right. Yeah.
But...
Because you have to have Sandler. You have to have Spade.
You have to have
Schneider. Chris Rock is great in that.
Yeah.
And Kevin James is good.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
He's good. But you can't beat Farley.
Yeah. Watch, Kevin James is going to listen to this podcast.
Listen, we enjoy your comedy. Kind of.
Hey, you want to come on the podcast and defend yourself?
Yeah, right?
Right. Bring the whole crew.
Come defend. Yeah, bring Sandler. And Spade.
Yeah. Schneider, I met you. We already have that introduction. Come on, bro.
Right? My cousin met him at the same day as you.
Yeah.
And he's like, I asked him if he could say the line. I was like, you did not.
No, you can't do that.
He's like, I did. And he kind of gave me, he was like, looked like he was annoyed. I was like, yeah. You can't ask him.
I have to show you because I got like the photo of him and had him sign it. And he wrote it down for me.
Did you ask him to?
No.
Oh, he just did?
He just did it.
Probably because he knows. I mean, I feel like that's one of his only quotable lines.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it.
Yeah. He had, like, the greatest, like, because I was asking him because, like, I'm getting into film and, like, like, you guys are a huge inspiration for, like, comedy and, like, writing and stuff. And I'm like, you know, I know, like, you're a writer and you do, like, comedy and stuff. Like, do you have any advice? And, like, I mean, it's Rob Schneider. So, like, he has that same kind of stupid humor. And he's like, listen, man, I started just, like, writing, like, all the time. Like, just, even if it's bad, you keep on writing and it ends up being good. Look, man, we're on a stupid effing rock in the middle of space just kind of going around. Like, what do you have to lose? And it's like, wow, Rob.
He's not wrong.
Yeah. Wow, Rob.
He's not wrong.
That's the most inspirational thing anyone's ever said to me. It's coming from a comedian.
Yeah, right? I feel like they, though, like, you gotta get comedy right. I feel like out of even dramatic acting does not impress me as much as comedic. Because,
like, I'm desperately trying to, like, work on a comedy film, but, like, it's so hard to write comedy.
Oh, I can imagine.
Because I feel like...
It's probably hard to write, act.
Because especially, like, different people have different comedic styles.
Well, that, right? And then you have to have that perfect comedic timing.
Yeah.
And that's down to the writing, the actors, and how they are. Yeah.
Yeah. Because, like, Gene Wilder is different than Chris Farley. Chris Farley is different than Robin Williams, who's different than Seth Rogen, right? Like, they're all insanely different, but they're all geniuses in comedy.
Yeah.
I mean, Seth is more of just a pothead, but...
I was going to say.
The others.
The others. He does have some pretty funny stuff, like, in This Is the End. But...
Yeah.
No, I think you're right, though. And that's what's so hard about, I feel like, comedy versus drama. Yeah. Like, I'm not saying drama's easy.
Right. But even in, like, a horror movie, like, anybody can be scared of a serial killer, right? It's easy. I don't know.
The harder part, I find, is making it realistically looking like you're scared.
Right.
But you're right.
But you can work with that. It's like you can't...
You can, right. Exactly.
It's so hard to naturally be comedic.
Well, yeah. You're right. Because you can't... I feel like it's easier, and I think I heard this somewhere too. It's easier to fake cry than it is to fake laugh.
Yeah.
Like, or... And I feel like that's kind of how it translates into comedy, too. Like, if this person... Like, you couldn't have Seth Rogen playing the Grinch.
No. Absolutely not.
Just the way he does his comedy, what he... Like, you know what I mean?
Even just saying a line is different.
Right.
You know?
Right. Whereas if you have Jim Carrey...
Yeah.
And what he brings... It's, you know?
Yeah.
He's another... I love Jim Carrey.
Yeah, he's good. He's the same where it's like he hasn't had a lot of stuff lately. Like in terms of movies.
He's like going through stuff.
Yeah.
Based on his tweets.
Yeah. Hey, Jim, are you okay?
Are you okay?
Need to talk?
No, but you're right. He hasn't done a lot.
He did like Sonic the Hedgehog.
And Dumb and Dumber 2.
But even that was a while back.
Yeah, I was going to say, and that wasn't even that recent.
Right. That was at least 10 years ago. Right?
Was it?
I think so.
I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah. I thought it was a little, like, maybe 5 or 6 years, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, but Jim...
I actually don't really remember, but anyway.
But Jim was... kind of in that same era where like 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah, I feel like the 90s was really good for comedies.
And SNL.
And SNL.
Yeah.
Like...
Because like this generation of SNL is like so great. And they have a lot of good stuff, but it's like it doesn't, for me at least, it doesn't compare to...
Oh, I wouldn't even say they're great. But, well, I don't know. I think they're very I don't watch it that much because
I really don't either.
It's very political.
Yeah.
But, like, I don't know. To me, I haven't really, I thought SNL kind of lost its peak after, like, Sandler.
Yeah.
And, like, Myers and Carvey, like...
Yeah.
Well, they came before Sandler, right?
A little bit around that time.
I think they were...
They kind of overlapped a little bit.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
But I think once Sandler and Farley left, it it went down. Like, they've had other people that
Yeah.
have been on it that are really good.
Yeah.
But not like before.
Yeah.
Because even if you look at when Jimmy Fallon was on,
Mm-hmm.
like, that wasn't compared to how...
I will say, like, in SNL, back in the 90s, when they broke character, it was just as funny as the skits.
Oh, yes. 1,000%.
Yeah. And now, like, I feel like they break character a lot, and it's not, like, sometimes it is funny, but, like, sometimes it's just, like, okay. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know who's on it anymore.
Yeah, because about, like, just thinking about the Matt Foley episode when Spade and Christina Applegate were, like, trying to hide their laughter, like, that was hilarious.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You know who's notorious for that is Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah, oh yeah.
He's notorious for it.
Mm-hmm.
But could you imagine being Spade and having to sit there and have, like, a straight face while Chris Farley is doing whatever he's doing?
Right.
Like, what?
Right.
I'd be like...
Well, there was one where he was in SNL where he's behind a desk and, like, he has the wires hooked up to him and they're trying to, like, lift him up out of his seat.
Oh, I don't remember that one.
And, like, make him, like, quote-unquote fly. But they can't. Because he's such a big guy. They're trying to get him off the ground.
I could only imagine.
Right.
I haven't seen that one. Oh my god. I'll have to YouTube it.
Yeah.
He was great.
Yeah.
And him in a hairnet when he was playing the lunch lady.
Yeah,
oh my
that
god.
was so good.
And I feel like that and just, I live in a van down by the river.
Right.
are just the most quotable
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's great. It's a joy.
I feel bad for this generation.
Yeah.
Or for the younger generation who don't know
Right.
him.
Yeah.
Like, because my cousin's 17, she doesn't know who he is.
Yeah.
I'm like, how?
Right.
How do you not know?
Yeah. Yeah. The only thing that I'm upset about is, like, by the time I got old enough to really get into him, like, it was around the time when he died.
He died, yeah.
Because I was born in 92, so...
Yeah, well, I remember, so... I can't remember if he was on SNL then. He had to have been.
Yeah.
But I was around, well, because he died when I was 7.
Yeah.
I remember when he died.
Mm-hmm.
But I used to watch SNL.
Yeah.
Like, I thought I was cool.
Oh, yeah.
Because I could stay up at midnight
Right.
and watch SNL.
Yeah.
And I remember, like, I thought that him, like, and Spade were, like, the funniest thing.
Yeah.
Like, and I also loved Wayne's World when they would do those skits.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, it's sad, though, because I wish, like, he would have lived longer so that way I could really appreciate it. Because when you're 7, you just think it's funny.
Right.
You don't really get, like, oh, this guy is, like...
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Yeah. I just wish there was, like, more material of his before because he was not...
I know.
He was a younger guy. Like, early
He was
30s.
He was 30... I want to say, yeah. Yeah, was 30...
We're fact-checking this.
Yeah. He had to be, like, around 32.
Yeah.
33. Yeah. Let's see. He was 33.
33. He put out so much stuff, though, like, just in SNL alone. Where it's like, you know, the Beatles, were not around for very long, but they had so many songs put out. It's the same with Chris. It's like he died so young, but he has so much stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I don't know. I feel like when I watched the biography of him, I feel like he put out so much stuff because he wanted to be like, I mean, he idolized John Belushi, they said. Mm-hmm. So, like, he wanted to be, so I feel like he was, like, trying to, like, make that legacy for himself. So he just put out so much.
Yeah.
And it worked.
Right. And it's all amazing. Like
my God.
I've never seen one bad performance by him.
No.
Even like you said, interviews
are
amazing.
Even when you know, like, he's nervous, like, he still just hits it on head, like the nail on the head.
Yeah. Hey, remember when you were in the Beatles? That was awesome.
So, like, do you remember when you sang that one song?
That was awesome.
Yeah, that was awesome. It was just great. It was just so good.
Yeah.
And I think what made it, like we said earlier, was the physicality of it. Mm-hmm. Like, he just didn't care. He would go for it.
Yeah.
And Robin Williams was kind of like that.
Mm-hmm.
If you think of it, like, because if you look at him on stage when he does stand up, he uses that stage.
Yeah. Right.
He's not as, like, physical, like, slamming into a table.
Right, yeah.
But he's very, like, he uses his voice too a lot.
Yeah. And, like, those two guys are so good with improv. And just kind of, like, you give them a stage, and an hour worth of time, they'll come up with stuff.
Oh, yeah.
They'll come up with 6 hours of stuff.
Yeah. And you don't really have comedians like that.
No. Yeah.
I mean, Bill Burr, kind of. But even
that, like, he's not as...
Yeah, it's different. It's like a different... Comedy's changed so much. Mm-hmm.
Well, part of it is everybody's offended, but...
Well, yeah, that's a whole other...
But at the same time, like, Robin and Chris, like... I don't know. Like, maybe this is just me, but they didn't really say anything offensive. It was just kind of the ridiculousness of them.
Yeah. No, I agree. But, I don't know. But if you look at, like... I mean, we just named off how many of Chris's skits on Saturday Night Live?
Yeah.
What other person on Saturday Night Live can you name off that many skits of?
Right.
Like, not that many.
And we just named, like, a handful of popular SNL skits. Like, there's a lot more.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I feel like the other one that's pretty, like, not... Like, Steve Martin has a lot of SNL skits when he was on.
Well, I feel like a lot of SNL actors today kind of come back and play the same characters. You know?
Yeah, because he only did Matt Foley, like, once or twice, right?
Yeah.
And if that was today, that would have been made, like, a series where he would he would constantly play.
I mean, these days you see Alec Baldwin, like, he only comes on as President Trump.
Oh, yeah.
You know? And now Jim Carrey is coming on as Biden.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, he was in the debates for that. I mean, it's funny. But, yeah, I mean, Chris Farley just did so many different characters, you know? Yeah.
I feel like his only reoccurring one was the Bears.
Yeah. And the interviews with... And the interviews.
He did the lunch lady a couple times, right?
I don't know, maybe.
But anyway.
Yeah.
I think but that's the thing, like, okay, I love Dana Carvey, right? He's like, he's up there for me.
Yeah.
As, like, top comedian.
Definitely. One of the greats.
I think so.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people don't. But I only can name off 2 of his SNL skits.
Right.
Three.
Yeah.
Like, Church Lady, Wayne's World, and, like, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
And Chopping Broccoli.
Yeah.
But, like,
there you go.
You look at Farley, and you can name how, like,
Yeah.
he was just a genius.
Yeah. Well, I feel like it's, like we've already said, like, it's not just the fact that he's funny, it's because he's so physical. Mm-hmm. His energy is so high, like, anything that he does is amazing.
Yeah.
And he's a bigger guy, so if all else fails, like, have him crash into a table. You know?
And I think he used that instead of it, like, allowing people to make fun of him for it. He leaned into it and was like, yeah, okay.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, obviously, like, if you're a big... Like, I don't think he was happy about the fact that he was such a big guy, but he...
Right, exactly.
But he didn't, like, deny it. He's like, yeah, I'm a big guy, I'm gonna go with it.
Right. Well, you know? Yeah. Like, I'm sure he didn't want to be.
Yeah.
But, like, he was like, okay. He might not have, like, off screen, but on screen, he, like you said, he leaned into it. He's like, okay, yeah. I am a bigger guy.
Yeah. What about it?
So that makes it funnier when I crash into a table.
Or, I mean, the audition scene with him and Patrick Swayze, that dance was like, God. It was so hilarious.
If anyone else would have done it, it wouldn't have been as funny.
Like, if Sandler did it, not as funny.
Right. But it was the fact that he was a bigger guy.
Right. And he had that energy doing those dance moves, and it's just so hilarious. Mm-hmm. Patrick Swayze kind of helped make it, because, like, no, man, you were the best. You were so good. Funny. I did terrible. You were great.
That was...
And the judge is like, guys, this was a really hard decision. We don't know who to pick.
It was so great.
We're going to pick Patrick, but understand this is such a tough decision.
Love it. I love it. That was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Like, if nothing else, just look up his skits. Like, yeah. Oh my God.
And put Tommy Boy in your queue.
Yes.
Watch it right now.
Right now.
Right now.
Go. Turn this off and go watch it.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's interesting, like, and I think, because I don't know. I don't know, you had to have been 5 when you died?
5, yeah. So it's like, obviously I wasn't even aware of him.
I don't know why I remember this. I don't know if it must have been right when I was starting to get into SNL.
Yeah. But
I remember listening, or, like, being in our old house, being in, like, the family room, and I don't know if it was on the news, but it might have been, and I remember being like, oh my God, he's so young, why did he, like...
Right.
And then it was, like, a big thing, like, oh, he overdosed. Like, yeah. They found him in his apartment, and I'm like, that's so sad.
Right. Like, imagine being the person to find Chris Farley dead.
What? I would have been like, ah.
I'll be honest, like, I
need therapy.
If I, like, had heard it, like, now, today, like, I would have just been, like, in denial about it, but, like, no.
That's how I was with Heath Ledger.
Yeah.
I was like, no. You got the wrong guy.
Or Robin Williams. Like, no. That's fake news.
I was like, no, there's no way. There's no way.
Right.
Robin Williams didn't die.
No, he didn't.
What?
Like, even today, I'm just like, no, he's still alive. He's just not making anything. He just retired.
Oh.
He's working at, like, a gas station in Nebraska somewhere. He's still alive, though.
He's in Kalamazoo with Elvis.
Yeah, okay.
And Tupac.
Yeah. And John Lennon.
Uh-huh. Yep. No, I mean, yeah, I feel like it rocked a lot of the world. Mm-hmm. And honestly, if you even think about it, the fact that Sandler did a tribute to him, like, and that was recently.
Yeah, like a couple years ago, if that.
If that, shows us, like, how strong of a group.
Yeah.
And he said, I don't know, I listened to it the other day, that's why I remember this, but he was saying that, like, when his kids in the song, he's like, when my kids ask who was the funniest,
Yeah.
it's hands down you.
Yeah.
Like, I always say it's Chris Farley.
Right.
And I'm like, that's true.
Yeah.
I don't know. To me, that shows, like, his comedy stands the test of time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's hard to do.
Yeah. Because no matter how many times I watch any of his skits, I always laugh.
You know what's coming up.
Right.
You know exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah. It's great.
But it's still the funniest thing.
It is.
It's like Dana Carvey when you watch Master of Disguise. And he's like,
yeah.
Am I not turtly enough for the turtle club? Turtle.
Exactly.
You know what's happening. Oh my god.
Anyway. I don't know.
I feel like we should do this. We were kind of thinking, let us know in the comments,
Right.
about doing like a series of like different comedians.
Yeah. Because you want to do Dana Carvey.
Yes.
Definitely. And obviously Robin Williams.
It's a must.
Yeah.
It's a must.
We might do a couple more. We can talk about it.
Yeah.
But
I feel like we could do Sandler too.
yeah.
We can
Definitely.
talk about it.
We talked about it.
But
Anyway. Guess that's about it.
I mean, what else is there to say about him? He's a genius.
Yeah. If you didn't learn anything, just know that he's a genius. He's the best.
I feel like he's up there with like George Carlin.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
With comedians, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, he was just so unique, too. It's like there's no one else like him.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Well, he just had, I don't know. I think, like you said, it's that unexplainable energy that he had about him.
Yeah.
That, I don't know, just makes him the best.
Yeah. That's right. Anyway.
Yeah. What else can we say?
Right? We would talk about more works, but, there's not a whole lot of works.
That's
Oh,
the
well.
sad part.
Yeah. Yeah.
What did he, was it an overdose of, was it heroin?
I don't know. I'll have to read into it.
Yeah. I'll fact check really quick. Because now I'm interested.
Yeah, right. Gotta know.
Cocaine and morphine.
You don't say.
So it was a speedball. Interesting.
Okay, Andrea, you kind of knew that really quick there.
My addictions class.
From experience there, Andrea?
Yeah, all the time.
Do you?
Uh-huh.
Doing your cocaine?
All the time.
Every day?
Every day.
Cool.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
It also said it on there.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But I thought it was heroin.
I thought so too, but
Oh well.
I don't know.
We were wrong. But yeah. Wasn't it? Oh, never mind. But yeah. Go look at his stuff. It's great.
It is.
It's magical.
It is.
Just kidding.
Yeah. So I guess that's it for this week. Yeah, go watch his stuff.
Do it.
That's your to-do list for this week.
That's your homework.
Right.
Now.
And yeah, I guess other than that, have a good week.
Stay safe.
Stay safe out there, kids.
Stay away from the Rona.
Stay away from strangers. Don't do drugs.
Don't take candy from strangers.
Unless it's Reese's, then that's okay. That's the only kind.
Don't get in a stranger's van because they have candy.
The good kinds.
Or going to the Miley Cyrus concert.
Which is the worst thing imaginable.
Yeah, that wouldn't attract anyone. But anyway.
Maybe 10 years ago, but...
Yeah, for sure. But, yeah.
All right.
We'll see you next week.
All right. Have a good week, guys. Stay safe out there.